Welcome to the Maine Child Nutrition Services New Meal Pattern Educational Series. Today we are going to talk about how to credit meat and meat alternates in the National School Lunch Program. First, a reminder that 1/4 ounce is the smallest amount allowable to be credited toward the meat alternate component. When crediting, you always round down to the nearest 1/4 ounce. For example, a 2.03 ounce item would be counted as a 2 ounce equivalent, and a 0.24 ounce item would not be credited. Another thing to remember when crediting meat is that the raw weight will more often than not differ from the cooked weight. A cooked weight for meat is the meat ounce equivalent, or the creditable amount of meat. There are two methods for determining the meat ounce equivalent for meat products. We will discuss meat alternates at the end of this video. Method 1 involves weighing the product if it is unprocessed, or using the food buying guide to determine the edible portion. Let's refer to a ground beef example from the food buying guide. First, we identify the product that we are using, in this case, USDA ground beef, 20% fat. Next, we look in column 4 to identify the serving size we'll be using. Notice how column 4 states that the item is 1 ounce cooked, not raw weight. This is the edible portion of the item. And last, column 6 tells us that for every pound of ground beef that we buy, we lose about 1/4 of that weight to cooking. Items like chicken patties, chicken nuggets, fish sticks, deli meat, etc. are all considered processed items. These items have added water, filler, and breading that account for part of their weight. There are a few different resources we would use to determine a processed item's meat ounce equivalent. We cannot just weigh these items because we don't know how much of that weight will be actual meat. One of the first resources to help you determine how a processed meat item credits is the food buying guide. Here we can see that a processed fish product has crediting information available. The food buying guide tells us that a 1 ounce fish stick would only contribute 1/2 ounce meat equivalent. Another resource for processed meat products is the USDA food fact sheets. Here, we can see that water-added ham credits as 1.22 ounces of actual ham contributes 1 ounce meat equivalent. A CN label will also provide the meat ounce equivalent for processed products. This product, which is egg and sausage wrapped in bread, contributes 1.25 meat ounce equivalent. A product specification sheet can provide us with reliable information on processed products as well. This one tells us that this beef crumble, once cooked, provides 2 ounce meat equivalent. Remember to check your ingredient lists to determine if the meat has any added fillers, broth, or water. Some chicken products have added water or broth solutions that add to its weight, but not the meat ounce equivalent. The most common processed meats are deli meat, fish patties, chicken patties, and riblets. Last is crediting meat alternates. Here are some examples of how common meat alternates credit toward the meat alternate components. You can find crediting information for meat alternates in the meat alternate section of the food buying guide. All of the necessary links to resources provided in this video are available in the video's description. Please visit our website for more information on Maine child nutrition programs.